Is leaving your friends, your family, and everything in your home, and then just living out of a backpack. And why don't we do it? Let's do a week, let's do 18 months of that. Exactly what one former Star Tribune reporter did. Amelia Reyno made the decision to head to Mexico and Central America.
And whether she's telling stories in Minnesota or in a developing country, she found food connects us all.
We welcome back Amelia Reyno to Twin Cities Live. It's nice to have you back here.
Happy to be back. You know, I was really getting tired of all the palm trees and the beaches, and I thought, let's get some
I want a little slush on my boots. Well, you've got just that. We have a lot to talk with you about. Let's first talk about the food that you brought us here that comes from where?
So this is from the Qué Tal food truck. They are just a little over a year old. It's the only Salvadoran food truck operation in town. And I'm really excited to get my fix.
Oh yeah, because this is some of the food that you, as you traveled, really started to like.
We're not allowed to.
That one's mine, the big one.
That's right, the big one. What am I dipping into?
So that's a tomato salsa, and these are pretty typical to what you find in El Salvador.
Oh,
the owners of the Qué Tal truck are from El Salvador originally. And you guys are eating my favorite right now. Actually, I think you have a beef one, but that is a revuelta. So it's like chicharrones and cheese and beans. It's delicious.
I have meat in mine.
Great. Well, bonus. That's like bonus ham. You
what am I going to scoop here?
I got into the tomato salsa.
I'm going to get into this.
And it was really good. Amelia, let me ask
right?
you this. As you go about these travels and you're living this, you made this extreme decision, living out of a backpack, left everything behind. Food is so interesting because it really is this universal language that connects person to person. How have you allowed food to open up some new doors for you throughout the world?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think we all know this, we see this in our own lives, but just time and time again, I'm reminded, you know, food is a connector. It brings us together. You sit down and have a meal with someone, maybe you start by talking about the food and all of a sudden you're talking about your families and maybe you're talking about politics and suddenly, you know, you've connected humanity with another person. I think that there are few things as special and intimate as teaching someone to make a dish. Right. And certainly in terms of travel, it's sharing culture, it's understanding different cultures, it's understanding how people in different places live differently and how we also, you know, live the same. We spend a lot of time in kitchens, we spend a lot of time at tables,
right?
You know?
Yeah. And look, we just went through the holidays and how much of a part food plays in that, and it reminds you of your childhood, or this is what we do at grandma's house, and it's all tied to your connection to food.
And it's amazing, you go anywhere in the world and you will find, you know, those common denominators. It's like birthday parties are all pretty much the same, you know. People gather around, they eat food, they laugh and talk.
I'm so curious about the docu-series that you're working on. So for the folks at home, and I know that this is in development stages now, but give kind of the elevator pitch of what you're looking into and what people will see in this docu-series.
So I just started this new series and I'm working on episode 1 right now in El Salvador, where I've lived for the last 5 months and worked there. This is going to be a different kind of travel docu-series, going to show a lot of food, a lot of culture, but also there's going to be a strong historical narrative in each place about U.S. influence and intervention in that area. You know, I mean, I think you could just take a look at a map, point to a country, and the U.S. has been there. So there are a lot of stories to tell. I think that because of the nature of the U.S. being involved in so many countries around the world, there is so much that we don't know. There's so much that U.S. citizens just can't even keep up with.
Sure. And you're there, you're on the ground, kind of getting it all figured out.
I want to like tell some of those stories.
Well, you got some adventures that are ahead of you. That will be riveting to watch. By the way, Elizabeth Reese, my co-host, says that your Instagram right now, as you see the handle right there on the bottom of your screen, is just riveting. She loves going through that. We're running out of time, and I need to figure out what kind of things do you put in your backpack when you say, the heck with it, I'm out of here.
This is my apartment. This is what I've lived out of for the last 18 months. Several things that I can't live without. This is a packing cube.
We love packing.
I have
You
those.
can put a million things in here. It's like Mary Poppins bag.
Yes, and then you don't have to reach at the bottom of the bag wondering where
And
is
it
that.
also helps you
stays
organize.
together.
Yeah.
It's amazing. This I take everywhere as well. It's a silk pillowcase. It doesn't take up much space, but you know, I've slept in something like 85 beds in the last 85 weeks, you know, so, and you never know what kind of mattress you're going to be on, what kind of sheets you're going to have. This is something that will always be consistent.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's kind of like taking a little piece of my bed with me, you know.
Yeah, no kidding.
This is my favorite little thing. It's just a Bluetooth speaker, so I play podcasts and music through it. And it also is a sound maker because
a little white noise.
you'll find that you start sleeping a lot worse if you are moving cities every
I would imagine you would.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, what you've done, many people probably think is crazy. It's rather brave, and I'm happy for you and look forward to seeing the docu-series all come together. Thanks for coming back while you're here in town. We posted details for the Watched Pot docu-series fundraiser. You can check it out. It's this Sunday from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Able Seed House and Brewery. You're going to have the option to donate. You can also learn a whole lot more about Amelia's project. So if that sort of wet your whistle there, go and check that out and find out how you can get involved in helping to support what she's doing.
Awesome. After the break.